What's up, guys? It's Rey-Jay back with another video. And in this one, I want to break down what's happening with SPY, Tesla, Nvidia, the QQQ, and a couple of other tickers. I'm going to talk about some very important levels to watch for what's happening during the pre-market session. But just know that I am not a financial planner, so make sure you take nothing I say as financial advice whatsoever. And also, if you guys can, please check out my Mumu link. If you deposit $100, you're guaranteed 5 free stocks. If you deposit $1,000, you're guaranteed 15 in total. Not to mention 8.1% APY on invested cash. The offer ends very soon in just 2 weeks. Anyways, let's look at this range so far on SPY. Like I said earlier, as we hit 602 to 603, we like to get bought back up. But as we hit resistance around 608, we do tend to reject. And as of right now, we're holding our support very well. And this is trying to rebound a bit. But the question remains, will we make a new high on SPY? Will we break past the high from Friday? Or do we end up making a lower high? And that's going to be very pivotal for where this thing ends up going. So I'll talk more about this in just a few minutes. Just know that for today, it's Monday, December 16th, 2024 at 9:45 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We have the S&P Global Composite Manufacturing and Services PMI reports. This is going to be coming out 15 minutes after the stock market opens. So look for some volatility once this data is out. Besides this, we have some earnings coming out later on, at least for the week, but nothing too serious for today. As far as news goes, just know that this week is going to be the last full week of trading of 2024 because next week the stock market is going to be closed on Christmas and it's going to be a shorter trading week. So this is the last time we have 7 straight days of trading for the year. So get ready for some interesting volatility. Bitcoin also broke all-time highs, and we did see some companies like SoftBank announce that they're going to be investing more into the US and more into AI. So good news, at least thus far. Besides that, I didn't see anything else that was too crazy on the news. There was some good news for Tesla, as some analysts are expecting a $515 price target by the end of 2025, which is quite bullish. Besides that, now let's just focus on what the charts are suggesting. So for now, the market is looking a little bit more bullish as we're attempting to break the highs we had set previously. So it's very awesome to see. But I do want to make it very clear that we simultaneously have to be a little bit more careful because despite the fact that the market has potential to break out, you have to look at previous trends that give us a different idea of that. So one thing worth mentioning about SPY is that we bounced off 602. Every time we've done that, we did attempt to rebound, but we do also have a tendency of rejecting near the 608 area. So that's why it's going to be very important to watch that range just to see where we end up going. But if anything, guys, now let's just focus on some key levels. So SPY is attempting to rebound right here, which I think is pretty awesome. So we'll have to see how high this ends up going and what kind of reaction we get at 9:45. But I presume that what could happen is we might try to fill this imbalance towards 607. We might get very close to it, and we'll have to see if we get some kind of rejection near 608 again. We'll get very close to 607 to 608, and we'll see if we break out or not. If we break above the 608s and just make a new all-time high, SPY will remain a lot more bullish. But if we hit 607 to 608, then we start to slow down. This could turn back down towards these lower levels. So for now, look for some more upside potential towards the 607 area, and we'll see if we end up turning or not. I do want to call out we're making lower highs here, so this could signify that we kind of push and dip, but watch for confirmation just to be safe. It does look a bit more bullish here, so it might attempt to push higher, and we'll see what kind of reaction we get off that resistance. For ES, we look more bullish. We could be looking for 60.80, then 60.90 above that. I expect us to push a little bit more to about 60.80. We could even try to surpass those highs. Just know that we had a high here. We came down, made a lower high, came down, made a lower high. So we'll be watching to see what the reaction is near 60.80 and to see if we get a rejection or not. But overall, I think we're still holding up well. Let's look for some upside potential for 60.80, if not closer to 6100. We'll see if we reject. So give this some more time to develop. For Nvidia, we're stuck in the middle right now. We're basing at 132 quite well, so we could be looking for an attempt to get back up to 137. So we might push for 137. We'll see if we reject or not, but look for a small pop on Nvidia. I do want to mention the bigger trend is a little bit more bearish looking as we are forming these nice looking troughs. But I think that this might attempt to push for 136, and we'll see if we get a rejection off that or not towards our EMAs. There might be a little bounce just to start things off as volume comes in. If we break that, I'll be looking for a move closer to 138 and then 140. But for now, look at 136 and look for a big test. For Bitcoin, we could be dipping. There might be a retest of 102. sorry, 102,500. Basically, that's going to be our 20 EMA. We might come down just a bit before it tries to bounce again. But overall, the trend is still more bullish, so it's looking pretty good. For others out there, we have NQ. This looks more bullish. You're going to be looking for an attempt to get up to 22,000. As long as you don't lose 21,745, you remain bullish. For others out there, we happen to have the QQQ looking bullish as long as 527 and 530 don't break. We could be on our way for 535 and 536, so it could push a little bit higher. So give this more time to develop. Apple could be retesting 247. If that fails us, we could be dipping closer to about 244. So look for a test of 247, then we'll see how it goes from here. Besides that, I just wanted to say we also have Tesla. Tesla looks more bullish. We'll have to see how well we hold above 440. These are the levels to watch for, though. I marked them for you guys. So in case 440 fails, look at like the 436 area. That's where we have this gap to fill. And if we hold above 440 and continue, we're looking for 442, 445, and 448 as our potential targets, and eventually 450. I think we might shuffle a bit upon open because 440 is a new resistance, but then this could attempt to try to continue for new all-time highs. It could be trying to get back up into the mid to high 440s if we continue to hold above 440, but look for some shuffling to start things off, and we'll see if it continues. For others out there, we have Apple, like I said before. As long as we don't lose 247, we might just be range bound between 247 and 250. Could retest 247, just continue to trade sideways. For the IWM Russell 2000, we're on a bit of a downtrend here, but I do like the fact that it's trying to rebound for essentially 235. We'll see how it gets back above 235. So look for a small rebound, and then it might just continue to stay in this range. So I think this might rebound a bit to 235, and then watch and see what it does from there. Coinbase is kind of flat here. We do have a gap to fill below, so I'll see if it comes down to like 311 before it tries to bounce. Could be a small dip coming, so we'll see about that. We have resistance at 320. We have to break that to hit 330. So it could pop a little here and then come back down to fill that gap. So watch and see if that ends up being the case. For Amazon, we're holding above 227. As long as that holds, we're looking for essentially 230 and 232 as our targets. We're making higher lows right now, so I could be looking for a push towards 232. For Meta, I think that we're holding with our 20 EMA nicely, which makes me think that this could be pushing for essentially 635 or so. So it might try to push close to these highs again. Microsoft is looking decent, might retest to 446. If that does not hold, I could be looking for a dip down, so just be careful at this to about 443. There's a possible head and shoulders, but as long as it's above 446, it could try to bounce for 450. If we lose 446, we turn back down, so watch and see if that ends up being the case. And Google, we're holding our support nicely. We could attempt to rebound for 195. As long as 190 holds, it could be pushing for 195 and 197. So I'll be watching to see if that ends up being the case as well. Anyways, I thank you all so much for listening. So please have a fantastic rest of your day. But just know the market is in a range right now. We are making lower highs on SPY, so we'll see if we get some kind of rejection near or below 607 to 608, or if we break it to remain more bullish. So just be careful. Right here, I think it could try to pop a little bit more and get close to like 606.8 to 607. But then if we reject, we could turn back down. And if 602 ultimately fails, we will turn more bearish. Hasn't happened yet. We're making lower highs so far, so we'll see if we turn or not. This is going to depend on our data coming out at 9:45. So just wait for that. Anyways, I thank you all so much for listening. I'll see you guys very soon in the next one, and peace out.